All right, so we've talked about the Myles Garrett trade in a number of different ways so far. Do they have to trade him? What do the trades look like? But the other part of the Myles Garrett situation is the ripple effects. How does Myles Garrett asking for a trade impact the futures of other veterans like Denzel Ward, Nick Chubb, Joe Bitonio, and David Njoku? Tyvis, do you think we'll start with Denzel just to start. We'll kind of make our way through each of these guys. Does what Myles did and is him requesting a trade going to impact Denzel Ward's future with the Cleveland Browns?
No, not at all. I think Denzel to tell you he's not high enough on the totem pole, as he would say. He's just the guy that's going to come in and do his work, play as hard as he can, and hopefully the Browns can turn something around. I don't think it has any effect on what Denzel will do. I don't think he's going to come out and request a trade or anything like that. He's been playing some really good ball, so he has no reason to. Nick Chubb, on the other hand, do you want me to keep going, or you just want me to stop?
Yeah, run the gambit, and then we'll kind of discuss.
Nick Chubb will be back on a one-year deal because they got too much respect and love for him to just do him dirty, so he'll be back on a one-year deal no matter what. I think Bitonio's retiring, and I think they should trade David Njoku.
It's sad to say this, but when you 3-13 and we didn't have 3-14, and we didn't, we've had these people in the squad, it's like saying, all right, well, we had all these people in the team last year and they contributed to a 3-14 loss. So it's almost like, I'm not gonna say who cares, but they were part of not moving the needle. Bitonio's a little older. He could come back. Njoku, I thought Njoku had a down year last year. I thought he was a little bigger. I thought I saw a little less burst. Chubb obviously is coming off of surgery, and he got injured again. He broke his foot. Now you're coming off back-to-back things, and like you said, Denzel Ward, he's a concussion away from being out multiple weeks. So, here's the reality of it. When Myles Garrett asks for a trade, and that thing happens, you almost look at the rest of your team like, are you guys moving the needle? Like if two of those guys decided not to play or they weren't with the Browns, do you think it's that big of a deal between them going 3-14 or anything? No, it just don't. No. It's just.
Go ahead.
I love using G. Bush's line. There's levels to this thing. Myles Garrett, as you said, he has the cachet. Myles Garrett's a superstar.
Yeah.
So he can say, I want to be traded. And even though the Browns don't have to,
they're gonna look.
He probably will end up getting traded. Right. And if he doesn't, Myles Garrett has the cachet and has made the kind of money that he could hold out if he really wanted to. I don't know that he would, but he could. These other guys are not holding out.
They're going to come
David
to work.
Njoku already asked for a trade. And the Browns were like, nah, we're not trading you.
Years ago.
And it was like, yeah, that's cute. You only can ask for a trade, especially in the NFL, if you're a superstar.
And you got
That's the only way you can get away with it, if you're top of the heap.
T. Higgins can't even get mad. Jamar Chase can get mad.
Yeah. That's it. So, no, none of the – I don't think it affects – I don't think Joel Bitonio is saying, I was thinking about coming back, but now Myles Garrett wants to get traded, so now I'm not coming. No. He may retire. Maybe Tyvis is right. It wouldn't shock me if he did. But I don't think Myles Garrett's trade request is affecting Joel Bitonio's decision. Obviously, I don't know that for sure. That's just my guess. Joel Bitonio is not stupid. He knows the Browns are not going to be good next year, whether Myles Garrett's here or not. Obviously, you're better with Myles Garrett, but Myles Garrett's not going to be the difference between the Browns going to the Super Bowl or not going to the Super Bowl. Not on this team. So I don't think it affects any of these other guys. Now, could it lead to some of those guys getting traded? I guess it could. But I'm with Tyvis. I think Denzel Ward's going to stay here. I know Tyvis brought up.
Even Cleveland.
I know you brought up trading David Njoku. I just don't know what you'd get that it would be worth trading him.
I mean, they got tight ends coming out of the
college. I don't think anybody's giving
ready to catch the football or anything. Like
he's a nice player, David Njoku, but he's nothing special.
Yeah.
And if Nick Chubb wants to come back, the Browns could use a little good PR. They have none.
Yes.
So it would be wise to bring Nick Chubb back if he wanted to. But who knows? Maybe Nick Chubb would rather go play somewhere else. I don't know.
They just don't.
He's from Georgia, the Atlanta guy. They got a bunch of running backs.
Tyvis, man, when you watch this team, they're just old and slow. And plotting, and no game breakers. Like when other teams play the Browns,
Judy was a game breaker.
Only with Jameis.
Only with Jameis.
Jameis.
When other teams play us, they look at us like, "Oh, we playing the Browns." Like keep everything in front of us. They're not.
Oh, I said that for years.
I mean,
they ain't got nobody to stretch the field.
Did you play the Browns ever?
No.
No.
I wish I did.
I mean,
when I was playing though, that was.
But like with guys, when you're in the locker room in the NFL, are you talking about other teams in the league?
I used to ask all the time, if the Browns traded for you, how would you?
But you specifically asked just because you're from here.
Yeah, well, this is 0-16 and 1-2.
Yeah, so during that stretch, teams were talking about. How embarrassing that was.
Oh yeah.
And you asked like. What would some of these guys say?
I had coaches. My boy Halfley was here. Kyle Shanahan was here. Halfley was here. I used to ask him about all like the Cleveland, what happened with the Browns. Halfley was like, man, you know what? If Cleveland asked me to come back, I'd do it. He said, I actually like my time in Cleveland. Kyle, obviously, you know Kyle. He did, so.
Had the PowerPoint to get out of here.
That's a whole nother one. Like, I keep forgetting, like it's just, I don't know, bull. Like, it's just, it don't, look, I'm just going to have to just start watching the Cavs extra heavy, like, because this Brown stuff, man, like, you know, we went through the 1-31 to get these players. Now you selling us that we got to go through another 1 and something and tear it all the way down to the like. Come on, man.
Why are you acting like this? That team does not have to be good until 2029. We got all the time to be.
That's crazy.
It's what it is.
I know Jason said the same.
What it is. I've been saying it for months. It's what it is.
That's wild.
Once you see them get that dome and they said it was opening in 29, I need this team to be playoff ready 28, so that thing can be packed out 29.
I don't respect
you got 3
respect
years to get this thing going.
I don't respect
I give you 3 years.
You know what's saying?
To get this going.
Is that fan?
It's no reason. It's not by accident that Deshaun Watson comes off the book win.
Yeah, but you know what the sad thing about that is, and I'm not blaming the fans because I get it. I'm a fan too, and we're diehard. It's not easy to just shut off your fandom. That's nearly impossible. What sucks is that no matter how crappy the Browns
enjoy the ride,
are,
bull.
no matter how crappy the Browns are, for how many years, fans will stick with the team.
I'll be there. I'll be there cheering them on. You gonna look for them younger guys.
A friend of mine said to me yesterday, he's like, thank God I have the Cavs and the Guardians, because otherwise I don't know if I could get up in the morning. And I said, you're right. The Cavs are in a great spot. Yeah, I was talking with him like, I'm frustrated by the Guardians' lack of spending. But you know what? They always lose the offseason, and they're almost always competitive. But I said to him, but in the end, you're in the minority, man. Because most of my friends here, and all the fans I talk to, ultimately the Browns just mean more than the other teams.
Listen,
it doesn't. I'm not saying it doesn't matter that the other teams are good. Of course, it matters, and everybody cares. But it's not the same thing.
That's a fact. For me, it's different though. I got
sure.
I got Ronnie, I got Denzel, Mike, and Dewan all there. Like I'm sitting there cheering on Buckeyes. So and all of them will be here hopefully by 29. Maybe not Denzel because he'll probably be retired by then.
At some point, man, you want people to take their job seriously. And they don't take their job serious like that. It's just like every regime that comes in here think they got a magic wand and their 3 to 5 year plan is the best plan. Like I just go back and realize that there was a whole year that Andrew Berry didn't have no linebackers or D linemen.
Yeah, that was two. Joe Woods last year.
3 seasons.
We had no D tackles.
Just no D tackle. Like you just was like, I'm not even gonna address it. And it's like you're wasting people's time, man. Like you think that like we come to watch you? We don't come to watch Andrew Berry and Kevin Stefanski. We come to watch the team.
So, to me, the situation is what it is now. Andrew Berry and Kevin Stefanski are probably keeping their jobs. Probably. Kevin Stefanski's definitely keeping his job. Andrew Berry probably. I don't think anything's going to change. Who knows? So, okay.
A little too late for that right now.
Yes.
What's the best we can make of it? The hope is that with experience, Andrew Berry can do a better job drafting. I know it's hard to believe that, but that's all I'm saying. I'm looking for the silver lining.
My silver lining is this. The only silver lining they have is it. And y'all might want to say, y'all can say as much as you want to from the hills, this draft class ain't good, this draft class ain't good. You better take a quarterback. It's the only thing that is going to give you any sort of hope. That's it. If you can, they can keep their jobs and win 5 games if they hit on the quarterback.
I don't listen to the group think from mock drafters this time of year. I don't know if these quarterbacks, how good they are. We'll see. I'll leave it to the decision makers. I think they should take a quarterback, but we'll see if they do it. But the bottom line to me is, and I said this the other day, and I don't know if it was G or Jay looked at me like I was crazy, and I'm exaggerating a little bit, but the Browns need to almost forget about free agency for now. And I know that sounds crazy. They need to spend the next 2 years drafting and developing. They got to hit home runs across the board.
They need a Kansas City Chiefs 2022 draft where you get.
No, they need 2 of those in a row.
I'm just saying to start.
Yes.
You got to start by stacking.
That's what you got. Forget about free agents.
If you don't get those young guys on the rookie contracts, doesn't matter.
Once the Browns have this crux of young talent, which hopefully they will in 2 years, then you go back to free agency. But not right now. I don't need them to sign a bunch of washed-up veterans. I need them to draft and hit and have good young players because they don't have any.
So the problem, Bull, that I see on the horizon is this: if you go that route and you say we're gonna depend on drafting, if the Browns don't win enough games, they're gonna fire both of them. Then you're hitting another reset because now the new general manager and the coach are gonna say, I never wanted that guy.
But not necessarily, G, because the key to me, Berry and Stefanski keep their jobs after this season based on the progress of the team, not the total wins.
Oh.
Because I think the only real way for the Browns to dig themselves out of this hole, as ugly as it might be, is through the draft. They've tried free agency. They've tried to trade. They've got to get it right in the draft. And if they get a quarterback this year, let's say they do.
Yeah.
And they go 5-12, but the quarterback looks like he's going to be good.
That's the only way.
That's what they got to do.
If you get a tackle and another D tackle and some Minimowski picks with no,
forget it. Then everybody's got.
Let me ask you
you're gonna get fired.
Let me ask you
that is correct.
Would this make you semi-excited for the season? Let's say the Browns. Let's say Cam Ward goes at 1. Let's say the Browns do go with Shedeur Sanders at 2. And over the course of the offseason, they decide to make a trade for a wide receiver, either a Garrett Wilson or a DK Metcalf. Would you be excited going into the season?
I'd be excited for any quarterback that is starting the season.
Would you?
I'd be excited. I'd be realistically excited.
Not saying
they're not winning. They're not
winning nothing.
They're not going to
no playoffs.
Quarterback.
No playoffs.
No, they could make the playoffs.
But
even all these comparisons to Jaden Daniels. First of all, Jaden Daniels is the best rookie we've ever seen. The year after, C.J. Stroud was the best rookie we'd ever seen.
No, vice versa.
What'd I say?
Daniels, then Stroud.
The year
Stroud, then Daniels.
So
I said Jaden Daniels was the best rookie quarterback we've ever seen. The year after, no.
I thought you said the next year you said C.J. Stroud, but C.J. Stroud.
No, the year after
same
we saw
difference.
It doesn't matter. You knew what I was getting at, and the point is that that's almost impossible. And by the way, even if Shedeur Sanders is as good as Jaden Daniels, he's playing in the AFC and not the NFC, so it's harder. But yes, I would be realistically excited for a rookie quarterback. And if they traded for a proven wide receiver.
Put it in the chat. Listen, if you put it in the chat, hey, would you, if the Cleveland Browns have a rookie quarterback starting game 1 next year, will you be more excited with that or Abdul Carter or Travis Hunter or some retrade quarterback?
I think so many fans have read it's a bad quarterback draft. It's a bad that in their mind, it's a sure thing that these quarterbacks are not good.
Well, the last time they said the quarterback class wasn't good was the Kenny Pickett year, and they wasn't wrong.
But there's been other years.
but there's been.
They also said the Trevor Lawrence class was historically good, and that's turned out to be
and by the way, when Myles Garrett was drafted first overall, nobody was talking about
Patrick Mahomes at all.
Nobody.
No. Nobody.
I don't think we ever talked about him going number one.
Nobody.
None of the mock drafts had him going number one. None of that.
Because if you think about it, like if they're gonna play the political games,
Yeah.
you go finish it off, do it all the way political. All right, well listen, you have nothing to sell because you traded your best player, Myles Garrett. You got an older team. You don't have any splashes. You don't have a quarterback. What's the best way to get people excited about something?
Justin Fields.
No,
Nobody's excited about that.
even if the quarterback
Bucks.
even if the quarterback is not that good this year, people will give him 17 games to see. And for those 17 games, I'm going to be locked in. Everybody will be locked in.
Yeah, you have to.
Because now you're looking at a quarterback and
Yeah.
you're trying to figure out if he's good or not. And guess what? If he's bad and your whole political game was to get good by the time the dome opened, well, you can pivot and get rid of
Draft
this
another
guy
quarterback.
and draft another quarterback.
You can do the same thing with Justin Fields.
I'm not. I want my own baby.
Justin Fields, I'm not excited for Justin.
Why?
I don't
Is it because he's a Buckeye?
Yeah, I hate Buckeyes.